Welcome to Ouch. Was that a ghost? This podcast may contain graphic material, which some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Help me.
Now that we covered that, here's your host, Liz.
Welcome back to Ouch Was That a Ghost with Liz
and Mike. Mike here for an episode of greatness, mystery, and theater. Theater. That's what they call the emergency room over in Britain. It's theater.
So I've been wanting to talk to you because I heard rumors that you're being haunted.
Well, I don't know what it is. I texted you out of the blue and said, do cats haunt people, right? This is how it all began. And I think you thought I was messing with you or something.
Because I always say I want a ghost cat. So I thought you were screwing with me.
Yeah. And I don't know, but one day I came through the door at my house and it felt like a cat scratched me across the belly. And there was nothing there, and I had done nothing. I literally just walked from my car to the house. So it wasn't like anything scratched me and I felt it later or anything. It was nothing. But whatever, I could write that off as some random thing. No big deal. Wasn't worried about it. And then like a week later, I walked through the house and I'm walking up the stairs and it felt like a cat jumped up and scratched my arm. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's crazy. And so then I look at my arm and you can't see it now, but I have two lines that are going down here. And they've been there for like a couple months now. They haven't gone away.
Now, what cat could just reach up to your stomach, though? That's a tall cat.
But here's the thing. When I said this and I was saying it to people, and Bradley comes up and he's like, oh, I feel like I keep getting scratched too. So I'm like, what the fuck at this point? You know what I mean? And then I looked into it a little bit. And I know I asked you about cats, but they say like certain demons like scratch. You know what I mean?
When you said 2, I was like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Because usually if you get a 3 scratcher, that's no good. No bueno.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's what happened. And then I was at the table one night and we're sitting there talking about it. And I'm legit telling people. And then I felt like I got a scratch right across my finger. And there's a mark there still. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I don't know what you consider it. If it's a demon, a cat, an animal, something, some weird.
It could just be Bella, your dog that passed away, that's pissed because you'd talk about her farts and how smelly she was all the time.
You would smell her stinky breath all the way when she drove by us. So
see, that's
yeah. Oh God, no. So it's been like a couple weeks now since the last episode. So hopefully, I haven't asked Bradley about it, but hopefully, it's kind of just moved along down the road, whatever the hell it is. But
that's so weird.
It was very odd, yeah. And you know me, I'm very skeptical of all this stuff, but
yeah,
it was happening. I felt it, and it was weird. So, and I wasn't drinking, I wasn't high, there was nothing like that. It was like straight cold, sober, coming home from work.
You literally had a deer leg on your back porch recently too. Imagine if it was the deer as payback.
Oh, the deer coming to get me? Yeah. Oh, that's what I've been up to. Being haunted.
Haunted animals. All right. So the story I have for you today is Superstition Mountains and the Lost Dutchman's Mine.
Superstition Mountains and the Lost Dutchman. Does it have anything to do with like Dora the Explorer versus SpongeBob?
No. Very good guess though.
The Flying Dutchman and yeah,
the Flying Dutchman, yes. Located in Arizona, east of Phoenix, sits a range of mountains known as Superstition Mountains. Anytime I hear superstitious, I always just go to like Michael Scott, like just a little stitious. Sorry, stupid. It's 160,000 acres. That's huge.
That's huge.
This range has points that tower above the highest elevation, reaching over 6,000 feet. Some say that it was formed due to volcanic activity 18 million years ago. The area was inhabited by the Apache people. The mountains got their name from locals in the 19th century when the Apache told farmers tales of this mysterious just occurrences that happened around the mountains and in them.
Oh, so multiple mountains, just not one mountain?
Yeah, it's a huge range of mountains. Some go
Okay.
like way higher, some lower. It's really, really pretty if you look at the side of it.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. People claim to hear sounds like rolling thunder and other strange noises coming from the range, a sound that the Apache say is caused by the thunder gods that reside in the mountains, and they'll enact revenge on anyone that trespasses on their land.
Do the rain dance, shorty, do the rain dance. Do the rain dance, shorty, do the rain dance.
Many people have and continue to vanish or meet an untimely death in the mountains, with decapitations being a pretty common theme and bullets in the head.
Oh.
To add to the mystery to in the mountains, twice a year, the mountain is said to give off this cougar shadow, and on the side of the mountain, it looks like a crouching tiger at sunset. You have to look up a
Okay.
picture of this, because when I heard it, I was like, "Eh," but when you see the picture, you're like, "That's really cool."
I kind of get what you're saying, though. Yeah, gives off a very feline feeling to it. Yeah.
Is that too soon for
To
you
what?
with the ghost cat?
Yes, I have PTSD about these cat scratches.
Mhm.
Cat scratch fever.
Cat scratch fever. At the base of it, they have all these different, like, towns and stables. OK Corral is at one base of the mountain.
Oh, is there a showdown happening there? Little Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. I'm your Huckleberry. You gonna smoke that skin wagon or just sit there and bleed? Some of the most quotable lines in that movie. I love it.
I do not like Westerns, and I'm so surprised I loved it.
Oh yeah, it's not really a western. It's more of a romance type story.
I don't know, Val Kilmer killed it.
Oh, he's amazing.
The Superstition Mountain also has a museum with an amphitheater, and I guess they have an Elvis chapel. So if, like, you...
Oh, to get married in
Yes.
before you get decapitated or shot?
Yes.
Is it called? Is it called this? Called like the headless chapel or something like that?
They so missed an opportunity.
Oh, the Ichabod Crane Chapel.
At the west side base of the Superstition Mountain is the Lost Dutchman State Park, with the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine.
Ooh, we love gold.
In 1845, the Peralta family, led by Don Miguel Peralta, is said to be the first to stumble upon the rich mine. The Apache warned the men not to mine in there, and it's either that the Peraltas just left and went back to Mexico City, or that they were all slaughtered and 2 made it back to Mexico City. Either
All
way,
right.
it said that the family is said to have made maps to make their way back at a later date. So I'm assuming some survived.
Yeah.
And years later, a Dr. Thorne befriended the Native Americans and helped heal and teach them about healing. As a reward, he claims that he was brought to this secret gold mine and he was allowed to take as much gold as he could carry. He couldn't remember, or maybe just didn't want to share the location, but he did mention it was near Weaver's Needle, which is one of the highest elevation points, which is like
Mm-hmm.
kind of a landmark in this humongous mountain range. And the next person that was said to have gotten to this gold mine was a German immigrant named Jacob Waltz. He was born in 1810, and I guess it was normal back then to call German people Dutchmen,
Yeah.
because Deutsch means German in German, so
Okay.
probably just a mistranslation. I don't know.
Deutsch.
So in 1863, this was during the time of the gold boom, Jacob Waltz made his way to Phoenix, Arizona, where he'd spend months searching for gold. This was a time where the area had Apache prospectors that came in for gold and soldiers. So if people did find gold, the Apache would just rush them, attack them,
Kill him.
or gold seekers, yeah, just take it for themselves, because why not? It's easier than doing it.
Yeah. Let them do the work, and I'll just take the spoils. 100%. I'm
And
down for
imagine how
that.
hard it must have been to, like, carry, even if you found all this gold, because you got all
Yeah.
this stone around it. You're not going to be in there like chiseling off the pieces of gold. You're going to have chunks of stone you're bringing out with you.
Hell yeah. That's why you need the Dutchman. Those guys can carry everything.
They used to take the poor donkeys and strap the saddles on them and make them do all the work. I thought it was just
No,
horses. I never thought donkeys, but
no, donkeys are like the working animal. They used to use them all the time, or mules. Yeah,
poor guys. And you see pictures of people riding these things.
yeah.
Like, it's not proportionate at all.
No, it's not right. But they were strong little beasts, though.
So Jacob Waltz, he was out in the mountains trying to strike it rich when he stumbled upon 3 Mexicans that he found mining in this gold-filled location that Waltz, of course, took for himself. Waltz was, like, kind of described as a dick to
Hmm.
most people around him. It seems like a lot of people that encountered him ended up dead, missing, bullets to the head.
He didn't tolerate company very well.
No, it doesn't seem like it. This was years after the Peraltas attack or the Peraltas just bouncing. And Jacob Waltz would work in the mine and then he'd go back to town for supplies. And while there, Jacob Waltz would go around town paying with like gold nuggets.
Oh, there's a golden nugget for you. I wonder, like, it used to be back in the day when you just threw a satchel of money on the table. I want to just do that again. I was
Right?
no counting, no guessing, just throw it down. I'll take a pound of milk, satchel of money. I don't know how you get a pound of milk, but we'll figure it out.
I know. It would be in what, like a bucket back then? You'd just get a tin bucket, bring it in, be like, hey, milk me.
You have to go. It's like picking your own apples. You have to go back and milk your own milk. It's just a whole experience for the family.
Gross. Nice warm milk. Yeah, so one time while he was in town, he heard, this Jacob Waltz heard that 2 soldiers said that they found this gold-rich mine. And these 2 men were found dead out there in the mountains not long later. Not long later?
Not long later.
I'm leaving that. And then another local prospector was found dead. It all seems to be like around the areas where Jacob Waltz frequented out in the mountain range.
Frequented.
Yes.
Yes.
Me speak very good. Jacob at one point was said to have enlisted a partner because, I mean, when you're going out to this mine, you kind of have to keep it private where you're going. So you have to like take false turns and this and make sure that nobody's going behind you. And
You
you
don't
know what
want
I mean?
people seeing your little sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta hide that shit.
I've seen that it was a friend or a nephew, but either way, it was a man named Jacob Weiser. So now there's
All
the 2
right.
Jacobs. It's Jacob Waltz and his partner, Jacob Weiser. They're the only ones that were said to know the location. They would mine a ton. They hid a bunch in the mountains, keeping the location of the riches to themselves. And then Jacob Weiser was mysteriously murdered.
Oh, shit.
So now Jacob Waltz was the only one who knew where the gold was.
Oh, there's only one Jacob in these parts. Oh, this is my gold. You get your own gold, Jacob. Stupid Dutchman, get out of my cave.
So stupid. And Jacob, even though he was a dick, I guess he befriended one woman in town. Her name was Julia Thomas. She was a local business owner, and her husband, she ran, I've seen it was like a oyster and ice cream parlor, or I've seen like a hotel. Like there's so many variations on this, but she ran something.
Oh, hell yeah. Oyster and ice cream, baby. Let's go. That's sweet and salty right there. Let's get it.
But either way, her husband just like up and left her in this huge financial debt and just like was like,
Oh,
bye, I'm out.
and along comes Jacob. I got a bag of gold to help you out, little lady.
Unlimited milking. And then she got out of financial debt, surprisingly, but people assume it was Jacob Waltz that helped her.
Mm.
And in 1891, this huge flood hit the area. It wiped Jacob Waltz's home away and left him sick with pneumonia, so Julia took him in and cared for him.
Blossoming romance. Amazing.
On his deathbed, it's said that he may have disclosed to Julia about the gold and left her the gold ore that was like literally under his deathbed that he showed her.
Mhm.
But then there's also that he disclosed it to this young man named Dick something. What's his name?
Tracy?
Sure, Dick Tracy.
Cheney?
Yep, Dick Cheney. But either way, it was said that he gave somebody, either Julia, Dick, both of them, something, clues about the directions to find the mine. Dick Holmes.
You leave him a little scavenger hunt?
Pretty much, because he couldn't keep like a map. So, you know, he'd be like, if you climb distances above my mine, you can see to the south a sharp peak. Like things like that you had to like decipher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would be like, if
And
you...
they could never figure it out either. That's the worst part. years later, it wasn't until their grandson found a map in the old picture and then found the pirate ship full of gold and One-Eyed Willie that it all came to light.
This is the beginning of the Goonies. How did you know that?
I knew this was where you were going. One-Eyed Willie was the original flying Dutchman.
Dick Holmes was said to be intrigued by Jacob because around town he was paying with these gold nuggets, and it's a small town, and everyone's like, hey, there's this old dude with, paying for friggin' milk buckets with a satchel of gold.
Gold nugget. Don't cross him, though.
No. Jacob Waltz died on October 25th, 1891, taking the exact location with him to the grave. There's many variations and questions to the mysterious mine, but there are records of Jacob Waltz immigrating from Germany in 1848 in a document where he self-proclaimed himself as age 38. And there's voting records, and he still has his gravestone in Phoenix.
Ooh.
So I guess Julia set off to go find the Dutchman's lost mine. There's other things too that like Dick took all the gold that was under his bed and Julia said, oh, he stole it. That was supposed to be mine. It was like this whole back and forth thing. So I don't know what's true. I wasn't there.
You weren't?
No. She spent months unsuccessfully searching and she ended up going back to town. And because she couldn't find it, she decided, well, I'm going to start selling maps to others. So she started making these maps and selling them for $7 a piece.
And you'd go up there and you'd find just this you'd find this big gold spree of like fake gold that she put up there for people to find.
I feel like you'd open like one of those old treasure chests and inside it would be like 25% off oysters and ice cream.
Come to the oysters and ice cream. Get your sweet and salty here.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
Congratulations on your treasure hunt. I know you almost died, but you get a 25% coupon.
It was also suggested that the gold may have been on someone else's land and he was sneaking in and out because back then Jacob was an immigrant, so he couldn't claim any land.
Mm-hmm.
And the newspaper ended up catching wind of Julia and her maps that she was selling. And this kind of spread the story around. In the article, it gave some descriptions of the mine location. I mean, like I said, it's very vague. It was like the mine with all the gold is said to face west, and the sun sets, the gold inside is said to illuminate. Like, there's no straight directions, but...
Perfect.
But even some newspaper reporters, there's this guy, Pierpont Constable Bicknell. Pierpont Constable Bicknell. He tried searching for the mine himself. Like, a lot of them would get these clues and be like, well, I can find it. And he wrote a lot of stories about his own searches. And he spoke to Julia. This made like a bunch of articles. People had Jacob Waltz's clues, but who knows if all that were shared or some were changed to send people in different directions.
Yeah.
There was also the Peralta stones, which if you remember at the very beginning, the Peraltas that either got massacred or just went home, either or.
Yep.
These were stones that consisted of like red stone tablets, and one of them has like an indent with another heart-shaped stone that can fit inside. It has a date of 1847.
Yeah.
And they have markings on the front and back, like squiggles. One has like this wizard guy thing. It's really odd. You have to look it up online. But
yeah, it's cool though. Yeah.
It was called a post road map. So like if you intersect them the right way, it gives you like directions. Some sources say that they were found by a guy named Jack by the side of the road.
Okay.
So it makes it
Jack maps?
Yeah, it's just kind of odd. But he found them in like separate days too. He was like, "Oh, I found these two," because there's like a cross that goes with it. They're in the museum now. It's shady how it was found, but they're questionable to many researchers, and a lot of them are convinced they're fake. But they are really cool to look up to. If they are real, that's really cool.
Yeah. He was the original pop-up ads.
Seriously.
I got these maps off the side of the road. Click here to get these maps.
Oh, wait, here's a few more. That's awesome.
Jack's Maps. Anybody, get your map.
In 1931, a 66-year-old prospector. That's crazy to go try prospecting at 66.
Oh, I got nothing else. I'm gonna go get me some wealth.
Well, it's like the Depression too, so I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I'd probably try
what else
it.
you doing?
Yeah.
Not working. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go to the mountains.
But his name is Adolf Ruth, and he set off with his map into Superstition Mountains. against many people's advice because of his age and the high temperature that the mountains can reach, like well over 100. He hired a few guys to help him make his way up there and set up camp. He claimed to have in his possession an old Peralta map because a family member of his gave some sort of legal assistance to a descendant of the Peralta family, and as a thank you, they gave him an old map.
Mm-hmm.
So he was all set up. No one heard from him for a while. They went out and searched for him, and about 6 months later, Adolf's skull was found with 2 holes in the side.
The side of what?
On the side of his skull. His skull was found, not his body. About a month later, his body was found with all of his stuff still on him, included his loaded gun with not a missing bullet. The only thing that was missing was the map that he brought in.
Just decapitated in the head, huh? Holy shit.
And also on his person was a checkbook where he wrote notes, including the phrase "Bini Bini Bici," like "I came, I saw, I conquered," like the Julius Caesar thing. So some people think that means like he found it. And
someone let him do all the work and then decapitated him, took all the gold,
yeah.
Baby. Hell yeah. Those Apache up there still just hanging out waiting for the gold.
Some say it was shots to the head. Some say it was animals, but I don't know. That's kind of... The authorities suggested the elements or suicide with 2 bullet holes in your head.
And taking your head off afterwards? Yeah. Because the animals wouldn't have eaten his whole body or anything. Yeah, no.
And I feel like they would have taken his checkbook or something at least.
Or at least his gun. They would have needed that for protection.
But this hit the papers and it sparked gold fever in its readers all over again. And it respread the tale of the lost Dutchman's mine. Some say that the mine was never found after Jacob's death, while others claim to have found the mine. Another theory was that because Jacob Waltz worked as a miner, he may have just stolen gold from other people, made the whole thing up, and to cover it, that he's just going around killing people and taking their gold.
So imagine if his magic mine was following people out, killing them and taking their gold. That was his magic mine.
Kind of sounds like him.
And that's why the wife was drawing up maps to everywhere, because she just didn't. They're all right, but none of them left.
Many deaths, some sources say as many as 600, have been attributed to the mountains from people searching for the treasure or going missing, which leads some local to believe that the mountains are cursed. But I mean, it's hot too, and you can run out of water.
Yeah.
Since his death, Ruth, there's been several other deaths and disappearances in Superstition Mountains that are... a lot of them they claim are wilderness accidents or suicides, but I mean, a lot of them are really funky. I'm not going to list all of them.
It's where the mob dumps their bodies.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
There was one that went missing. He chartered a helicopter, and then he just went missing in the 40s. There was a copper prospector, never returned. Was
it called a helicopter back then, or was it a whirlybird still?
I'm not sure. In 47? I don't know. In February of 1951, a physician named John Burns was found shot to death in the mountains.
Oh, shit.
Only his skull was found, which contained bullet wounds. But, I mean, why are they decapitating everybody?
Like I said, it's a Native American thing to take the head off.
You think so?
As 100% is. They decapitate to take the souls of their the enemies.
Another man, Charles Massey, was found shot between the eyes. There was a few that were on here. Hold on. I'm trying to find them that were... In 1961, Charles Bowen was found with a bullet in his back, and his official cause of death was ruled a suicide.
Idiot. Who shoots himself in the back for a suicide? What an idiot.
That seems to be a lot of them. They'd be like, oh, it's 2 gunshots to the head, but it was a suicide. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
What, he shoot himself with... maybe he has a quick trigger finger. Bing, bing.
But how could you even... I don't know, maybe you could.
You couldn't. It was just back then they didn't want to fucking solve any problems.
Just laziness?
So, just laziness. The guys, oh, that's suicide. Another suicide.
But I mean, even in 1992, there was a white male who was never identified in his late 30s. He was found dead with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head. 1999, a gold prospector. Why do these people keep trying to prospect?
This sounds like mob work.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
And
Al Capone had a lot of these deaths.
as recent as 2011, a plane crashed into the side of the mountain, taking the life of a father and his 3 children. Some say that the Dutchman was a dick that just killed people and found gold and stole it. Some say Jacob Waltz haunts the mountains, protecting the location of the mine or his gold. Or maybe it was the thunder gods that the Apache believed in, protecting their area. Or maybe someone did find it and just held on to it for years, because back in 1934, there was the United States Gold Reserve Act, so it was illegal for anybody to have gold on their persons. Like, you had to turn it
Okay.
in. So back then it would have been like super hard to melt down and sell or move. So maybe they just buried it until, it wasn't.
It was legal again?
Yeah, I didn't know that it wasn't legal again until 1975, which is crazy to me.
That's the government trying to take control of all the money.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts, though?
Insane.
Whether you believe the tale or not, the story of the mine has made its mark in Arizona's history, with many people still going to search for the lost treasure, even though the Apache believe that the location may be the portal to the underworld, and that anyone tries to take the gold will be pulled down. The area is now a federal wilderness area and Arizona State Park. It's still frequented by hikers, mountain bikers that follow the trail. And what's cool on the trails is they have petroglyphs, like rock carvings out there that are said to be from the Hohokam. I don't know, I probably butchered that. From Native American people about 1,500 years ago.
Yeah.
It's now forbidden to mine or prospect in the mountains. And even if you do find the gold, now you technically have to turn it over to the federal government. So who even wants to find it now?
No, son of a bitch. I ain't turning shit over. I'm melting that down. So should we find? Do they have maps online, like copies of them that we can go? Should we go?
Yeah, they have the Peralta maps on there and all the clues.
Should we go check it out?
Sure. There's so many YouTube videos of people that are out there and they're like, I found it. I know exactly where it is. But no one actually comes out with any gold.
I mean, the common theme of people dying are they go by themselves.
So team up. But then you'd end up killing me. You'd slice my head off.
That's not true. I'd put 2 bullets in your head.
That's nice. Yeah, I just think it was a cool, it's so all over the place, the story, but it's just a cool, like, old-timey, one-tooth prospector.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, something you would never hear about, like, on a regular. I've never heard that story before. That's pretty awesome. That's a whole area of hauntings and killings and gold rush shit. Yeah. I used to read these the books. What was the famous writer for, like, the westerns? What was his name? Lewis something or other. You know what I'm talking about?
I hate westerns.
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. I want to know his name.
I had taste. I read Babysitter's Club.
Oh, Louis L'Amour. I used to write all the old Western books about, like, the gold rushes and stuff like that. And I used to read them, and there was one called The Comstock Lode, and it was about how they were finding the silver instead of the gold, and, like, how people didn't realize that was worth money, too, on the other side, and it became, like, bigger than the gold for a little bit and everything.
Oh, really?
It's kind of a similar story to what you're talking about, where the guy's up there, and it's like, it's fake stories, but they're based on, like, real stories that have been passed down. And he had to, like, sneak out to his mine, cover his tracks, like, go do it, and then sneak back in without letting anyone know he found anything, and, like, hiding it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it's about, like, and then, like, of course, all these guys have to be the toughest of the tough guys to, like, survive out there and stuff. But yeah,
they really would have to be, because I wouldn't last out there.
Yeah, they were good little stories. They were quick ones. They were fun.
But even on this, they had the whole other part of the mine had a whole silver company in there digging too, and those were the soldiers. I guess they were originally going to apply there, and they're the ones that found the gold that wound up dead. That I think rolled into Waltz's little place.
Very nice. So we got gold rushes. We got demon cats coming after me. We got flying Dutchman.
SpongeBob.
Thunder gods.
Yep.
Do the rain dance, shorty. Do the rain dance. Hell yeah.
I like it. Well, thanks for coming on. I'll let you go off to your party.
Yes, big parties tonight. Very good.
All right. Well.
All right. I'll talk to you. Peace.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you need more content or just want to help support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com and search Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you need some schnazzy merch, you can find it at crowdmade.com by searching Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email it to ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms under Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
Help me.
All links can also be found on ouchwasthataghost.com.